Putin Bad News. Polish officials were unable to visit a cemetery for Stalinist victims because of a group of young pro-Putin supporters. Members of a leading Russian human rights group, along with Poles living in St. Petersburg, European diplomats, and others, were denied entry to a cemetery for victims of Stalinist repression. A group of young pro-Putin supporters carrying anti-Polish signs blocked their way. Over 100,000 Poles were sentenced to death during the Polish Operation of 1937–38, an ethnic cleansing action against Poles in the Soviet Union. However, the gates were locked when they arrived at the cemetery in Lewoszowo, St. Petersburg, for victims of Soviet political repression. For technical reasons, the site was closed, according to a sign. The Polish consul in St. Petersburg, Grzegorz Lubowski, told the Polish press agency, PAP, that a group of activists from the Young Guard of United Russia, MGER, the youth wing of Vladimir Putin's ruling party, were waiting for us, and behaved aggressively. According to Belsat, a Polish-based Belarusian broadcaster, the youths carried signs reading, Poland, a Pentagon puppet, Poland, modern Nazism, Poland, helper of the Nazis, and Warsaw, hands off the monuments of Russians. In addition to Poles, the group included consuls from Norway, Sweden, and Germany, as well as members of the Russian human rights group Memorial, who gathered outside the cemetery to pray and read poetry. They made a small shrine under the gate with a cross and flowers. Lubowski noted yesterday that the Russian Foreign Ministry has not responded to Poland's request for information about the disappearance of a monument to Polish victims from the cemetery last month. Among the 40,000 victims of Soviet repression resting at the Lewoszowo Memorial Cemetery, it is estimated that 4,000 are Poles. The Kremlin's promotion of a revisionist narrative that downplays Soviet crimes has contributed to rising tensions between Poland and Russia over historical issues in recent years. Putin has claimed that Poland brought on the Nazi German invasion of 1939 with its own aggressive policies during the interwar period. 2 weeks later, the Soviet Union invaded Poland, but Russia still won't admit it. Putin said last month that Poles need to be reminded that the western part of their country was a gift from Stalin. It's true that Poland gained some territory from the former German Empire in the west after the war, but it also lost a lot of territory to the Soviet Union in the east. Putin's comments followed an order from Russia to the Polish consulate in Smolensk to close due to unfriendly, anti-Russian actions on the part of Warsaw. Russian efforts to falsify history and deny responsibility for crimes committed by the Russian state, according to the Polish government. At the same time, Russian authorities took down Polish flags from 2 cemeteries in Russia last year, covering the graves of thousands of Polish officers killed by the Soviets during World War II. Russia has also tried to disavow any Soviet guilt for those atrocities. By destroying memorials to the Red Army's liberation of Poland from Nazi occupation, Warsaw has been accused by Moscow of trying to rewrite history. Poland was not liberated by the Soviets, rather, they imposed decades of communist rule, as many Poles have pointed out.